That's what happens when you've been doing it for so long. How everybody doing this morning? Let me shout some people out. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on there? Let me shout some people out. Good that we got some mic correction time, some tie time. What we got going on over here? First of all, Trump, Robert Tyler, the Charlie Kirk suspect, trans lover, identified. Let's get into it, you guys. Let's get into it. See who we got up in the building, because it's going to be heavy today. We got Cat Dad up in the building. I see you, Luigi. How you doing right up in there in the building? We got Liberty and Justice up in the building. Who else we got up in here? My boy Mark Dorfman up in the building. And we also got Rebecca Lanyen Bueno. Let me check this audio. Okay. I think we looking good. We got the tie straight. Another one. Thank God for giving us another day to be here with each other. Everybody, I hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday, because guess what? It's another day that God has given us to do it again. Hope everybody has a fantastic morning, no matter what. And you know what, God? Let's have a fantastic show. Continue to guide us and continue to make us educate each other and have an open forum like you always do. We ask that in Jesus' name. Amen. We're going to have a good show this morning, boy. We're going to have a good one this morning. What we got? Okay. And you know what it's time for me to say? I'm ready to go. They're ready to go. It's time to start the show. I hope you're ready, yo, 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 yo. Still got more time. Bling, bling, bling. It's Friday. Bling, bling, bling. We made it, y'all. Bling, bling, bling. It's time to do our thing. Bling, bling, bling. Bling, bling, bling. Whenever you're ready, sir. Bling, bling, bling. It's time to do your thing. Yeah. One more time. And put a little rush on me. That's right. Y'all gotta open up them pores like we always do. And then do I hear the tropics in the background all of a sudden? The dun, 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 dun. Wait a minute. No, it didn't. Dun, 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 dun. Doom, 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 doom. What? I said, when it feels like the world is on your shoulders and all of the madness has got you going crazy. It's time to get out, step out into the street where all the action is right there at your feet. Come on, I know a place where we can dance the whole night away. We're underneath electric stars. I ain't trying to hit those high notes. Tonight is gonna be a night like you never known. We're gonna have a good night the whole night long. Oh, to the beat of the rhythm of the night, dancing till the morning light. Forget about the world that's on your mind, 'cause you can leave it all behind. What, y'all? Oh, the rhythm of the night. Y'all know why I'm amped up, because we made it another day, and this pump that beat. Friday the 18th, that 19th, that's right, y'all, 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me lit. One of my favorite songs of all times. Come on, y'all. The bars, the beat to the beat of the rhythm of the night. I used to be out there like, when it feels like the world is on your shoulders. Couldn't tell me nothing. And then the Last Dragon, I got something. Leroy, I got something for your ass in these hands. What? Sure enough, y'all know what I'm talking about. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. It's our bottom line. I'm your boy BOOGOTTINYC. Y'all could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me this morning, I appreciate you, every single one of you guys. Let me see who we got up in the chat this morning. We got my boy Mark Dorfman. We got who's that over there? We got Gregory. How you doing, Batty Lynn? Batty Lynn is up in the building. My brother Casey up in here. Good morning. God bless. We got Cat Dad. Who else we got up in here? You know I can't forget you, Liberty and Justice, with that wrench. She will get you out of here. Stop playing. And then we also have who? My homegirl. Y'all know who she is. Tapping in from Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's right, you guys. Rebecca Lanyen Bueno. Y'all already know what it is. We waiting for Kendra to come up in here because we got to hit her with a glove too. I'm sorry, with a wrench. I got my gloves. We got our co-host. It's not a game. I'm about to stack this deck. You guys, all I'm gonna ask you to do is, because I got 5 on it, I'm gonna stack 5 videos at a time. I'm gonna need you guys to stay on point so that we can have a fantastic show this Friday, you guys. I got a lot to cover, and I promise you, it's gonna be well informative as well as on point with everything that we've been doing and bringing us up to date and keeping us in sync with everything. That's why we do this every day, so that we can get our load of information and then we hit the streets running. What y'all got to say up in the morning? Okay, good morning, Bugatti. That's coming from Liberty and Justice. My homie Cat Dad says, perseverance. Well, what's that? Perseverance, welcome. Thank you so much. AJ, how you doing? God bless you this morning. Keep up the great work. Who we got up in here? Lemony. This is a grown man, y'all. It sure is. Hello, Liberty. Gonzalez, grown man, acts like this, laughing my ass off. You damn right, Lemony. You know why? Because God gave me another day to be able to do it. And be careful, because I don't got to get you out of here. I got mods that could do it. Do me a favor, y'all. Already getting on my nerves. Just holler at me, let me know. Whatever y'all want to do with that one, y'all can make it happen. Because y'all know what I got, right? I got a fully loaded clip, and it's time to, let's get into these titles. Let's go, y'all. What I got over here? I got Trump, Robert Tyler, the Charlie Kirk suspect, trans lover, has been identified. Boom, 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 boom. Let's keep on moving forward. What else we got on that? We got Jimmy Kimmel. The Charlie Kirk comments has the show pulled off of the air. So we got a lot of Charlie Kirk situations going on. And yes, the reason I put them back to back, because it is leading news. First, the first one, and then the second one there about Jimmy Kimmel. There's a lot of people that are saying certain things, getting canceled. What do you guys think about it? I really want to know. That's why we have the forum, and that's my only main question to you guys today. What do you think about these people that are losing their shows, getting fired for their comments? I want to know about it, you guys. Last but not least, what do we have over here in the title? We have Los Angeles Van Nuys car wash owner pushed to the ground during an ICE raid. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, doom, doom. ICE, baby. Came through and basically took a lot of people, put them up against walls, arrested people. But guess what? Actually had to let a lot of people go. And in the rigmarole, the back and forth, the running up on people, couple of people fell. Well, actually one person, the owner. We're going to show you guys the video, but you know what? Let me stop talking. I did enough already. It's time for me to get busy, y'all. So let me get you guys this late breaking news, as well as some information coming in from the president. Let's go, you guys. Happy Friday morning, everybody. Come on in. Let's stack the deck. Let's get up in here. It's time to get it in. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Good time, everybody. We had I think it was a really good day and a half. Very intensive. Any questions?
What was the best part? What was the best part of the trip?
I don't know. I think being with King Charles. He's a wonderful guy. Got to know him very well. I knew him before, but now I know him a lot better. The artwork. I saw more paintings than any human being has ever saw, and statues, but they treated us great. They treated our country great. And that, I view that as being really respect for our country the way they did it. Because last time was beautiful. And, you had the biggest business people in the world. And that was respect for our country, yeah.
And have you had conversations with I'm trying to say. Have you had conversations with Secretary Rubio or any of your military leaders about possible regime change in Venezuela?
No, I haven't.
You haven't had any discussions about plans or how to make it happen?
No, I haven't.
You mentioned in your remarks at the press conference something about Bagram and bringing it back to the U.S.
I'd like to get Bagram back.
Do you know how you plan to do that, sir?
They need a lot from us. And I'd like to get it back. It should have never been given. Bagram should have never been given the air base. There was gross incompetence to give that up. You know, it's one of the most powerful bases in the world in terms of runway strength and length. The strength and length. You could land anything on there. You could land a planet on top of it. Can you imagine they gave it up for nothing? Just, oh, let's leave. And it's an hour away from where they make their missiles, China.
Mr. President, it's been a month since your meeting with Putin. Is it time to call for a ceasefire? It's been a month since your meeting with President Putin. Is it time for a ceasefire to call?
It doesn't feel like it. But at the right time, if I have to do it, it'll be harsh.
Mr. President, question.
You said it's been a month since you talked about the ceasefire with Putin. What do you think you're going to have to do? He said, you know what, if I have to do something about it, it's going to be harsh. I got something to substantiate as far as some conversation and gabble between him and the Prime Minister of the UK. We're going to keep on moving forward, you guys, because we got more. We got this we got breaking news right now. We got some real serious breaking news coming out of Pennsylvania, you guys. Let me get right into this right now. No time to play around.
Good evening. My name is Colonel Christopher Paris. I serve as the Commissioner of the Pennsylvania State Police. I'm going to address you this evening concerning a critical incident that has rocked the community here in York County this afternoon. The incident occurred in Caduras Township, York County. I'd like to preemptively say that there are many details which at this point we are not prepared to release given the ongoing nature of the investigation. That having been said, we would like to advise the community that there is no current active threat. The situation today involved law enforcement officers who were shot. I can confirm that the shooter is dead. I can confirm that there were 5 law enforcement officers who were shot today. 3 fatally, 2 that were transported here to Wellspan in York. They are currently listed in critical but stable condition. The District Attorney of York County, who is no stranger to this community, or in collaborating with the Pennsylvania State Police, Tim Barker, I've spoken to him. The Pennsylvania State Police has been asked to convene a major case team to conduct the lead in this investigation with the assistance and in collaboration and in partnership with the York County District Attorney. I can assure you that all of the resources of the Pennsylvania State Police are being brought to bear. There is still very much an active scene that could.
And then we have more because I followed up on that. I wanted to make sure that I could find as much as I can because I wanted to identify who those police officers were and more information about the ambush.
New details about the ambush that killed 3 members of the same Pennsylvania Police Department as grief grips a York County community.
This is my home. This is our home. We've gone through a lot this year. We've been at podiums like this too many times. And when you go through that, when you go through these sorts of things, it can seem very, very dark and dire. Moved to tears as we find out what happened in the final moments of a murderous rampage by a suspected stalker. The 10 o'clock news starts now. Yesterday. Tonight, those Northern York County regional police officers are being identified, and one of them used to patrol the streets here in Philadelphia. This is the 10 o'clock news. I'm Jason Martinez.
I'm Sheba Russell. 2 more officers are still in the hospital tonight. The York County District Attorney detailing a timeline today of the series of events that led up to the shooting. He also identified the fallen officers. The DA says 53-year-old Detective Mark Baker, 39-year-old Detective Sergeant Cody Becker, and 43-year-old Detective Isaiah and Minheiser. They were all shot and killed by 24-year-old Matthew James Ruth with an AR-style rifle. York County officials say all 3 slain officers were longtime veterans of the nearly 70-officer force with almost 6 decades of combined service.
While the violence erupted yesterday, the DA says interactions with the shooter began the day before at his ex-girlfriend's home. Police were called to the house Tuesday after she reported the shooter had been stalking her and her family, hanging around her home wearing camouflage, peering inside with binoculars, even holding a rifle. The ex-girlfriend and her mother fled the house for their safety after officers were unable to find Ruth Tuesday night. Police following up yesterday with arrest warrants, 6 officers scouring the property with a drone. That's when they noticed the door to the home was unlocked. The officers wearing bulletproof vests opened it and were immediately ambushed.
And this kind of detail in particular, when you're talking about a warrant, is some of the most absolute dangerous work our police officers do.
I personally knew them very, very well. They were wonderful. They're mission-driven, and that day they continued their mission. Well, their mission is now complete.
Another Northern York County Regional Police detective and a York County Sheriff's deputy were wounded. Investigators say the shooter was killed during an exchange of gunfire. They also say Ruth shot and killed his ex-girlfriend's family dog.
And tonight, Detective Mark
Piece of crap.
Baker is being remembered for his time as a police officer here in Philadelphia, starting in the 25th District in Kensington. The Philadelphia Police Union honoring his memory in the wake of this tragedy. Our Steve Keeley has more.
Yeah, guys, that was a terrible, tragic event right there. I tried to get as much on it as possible. As you can see, once you guys will see from the beginning to where it's at right now. Also, definitely, even though we don't have the 5 finished, does not matter. Definitely want to pray for all of the families of all of the people, as well as these detectives, fathers, uncles, brothers that lost their lives to this tragic event in Pennsylvania, you guys. We really want to stop seeing things like this happen no matter what side it's on. And I pray that we can have that happen. I ask in Jesus' name, amen. Thank you, guys. Let's keep on moving forward. We got to keep on moving forward because now what do I have for you? I've got somebody sending me a text message right now at the wrong time. So it's blocking out my text over there. I got this Trump information with Stormer. Basically, Trump was in the UK. They're talking about Ukraine. They're talking about what they plan on doing moving forward with the WAR. I can't go into stuff like that. Let them talk a little bit, you guys. Hope you're appreciating the content that you're getting right now. Let's keep on moving.
Robert at ITV. Robert Person, ITV. Mr. President, you alone in the whole world, have the power to persuade Prime Minister Netanyahu to stop the demolition of Gaza City, to stop the starvation of Palestine, and to stop the killing of civilians. If not now, when will you exercise that power to tell him to stop?
Sure.
And then for both of you,
But you do understand about October 7th.
Of course,
You do understand.
So believe me, I understand.
One of the
about it.
worst days in the history of humanity. What happened, I have seen the tapes. Babies that are 4 months old, just chopped up to pieces. And you've seen the
What's
tapes
up,
and I've
Mike
seen the
Hunt?
tapes.
His
You're a
birthday today,
professional, and so
60.
am I. And people forget about October 7th. I can't forget about it. So I want it to end, but I want the hostages back. I don't want the hostages used as human shields, which is what Hamas is threatening to do.
But as soon as they're back, that's the moment you will tell Netanyahu
Well,
to stop.
it would certainly help, but I have to have the hostages back. And I don't want them back piecemeal, as I said before. I want them back.
And on a separate issue, free speech, your Vice President Vance said that free speech is under attack in the UK. Do you agree with him? And Prime Minister, we saw the dismissal of a very well-known chat show host in America last night, Mr. Kimmel. Is free speech more under attack in Britain or America?
Well, Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else. And he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk. And Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of talent. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, on the question of Charlie Kirk, can I just express how shocking that is, I think, to everybody who believes in free speech and in democracy. It sent shockwaves through the world. And I know that he was a friend of the president, and I reached out and his clip be on him.
Yep, y'all see, that's not me, that's them. But I you know what I noticed? No matter where he go, he always got to be the showstoppers. Trump always got to show. He always got to say something. We're gonna keep on moving forward to Cash Patel right now, because he basically says that there's no credible credentials information that shows that Jeffrey Epstein trafficked young women to other people besides himself. We're gonna get into some Epstein information right here. I know y'all want to get caught up, so we're gonna go as much as we can.
Whatever we are legally permitted to do so.
Okay, I strongly encourage you to do that.
Different court orders, and the department went back to each of those judges to waive those court orders or have them lifted, and each of those judges declined.
Will you release all of them, or at least as many as you can?
We will release everything we are legally permitted to do so. We are continuing to work with the House on the subpoena request. We have substantially complied with it, but we will continue to release whatever we are legally permitted to do so.
Okay, I strongly encourage you to do that. Cash, this issue's not going to go away. And I think the essential question for the American people is this. They know that Epstein trafficked young women for sex to himself. They want to know who, if anyone else, he trafficked these young women to. And that's a very fair question. I want to know that answer. And I think you're going to have to do more to satisfy the American people's understandable curiosity.
Y'all say it every day. Y'all say it
Mr.
every
Chairman,
day.
may I just respond to that?
Y'all say
I agree,
it every
Senator. And what we have done, and just to remind folks, the Epstein case files existed in the two prior administrations, in the Obama administration and the Biden administration. And they didn't release anything. And there was President Trump in the first administration that renewed charges against Mr. Epstein. And I know it's a little complicated to understand, but what exists in the Epstein case files was a direct result of the limited search warrants from 2006 and 7, which hamstrung future investigations because of the non-prosecution agreement. And multiple administrations had the opportunity to look at the entirety of that case file and recommend prosecutions against anyone that was trafficked under Mr. Epstein and anyone that participated in that trafficking. And the only person to bring charges was the prior administration against Mr. Epstein. Now, I am not saying that others were not trafficked and others were not involved. What I am telling you is that based on the information we have, and we have continuously and publicly asked for the public to come forward with more information. If there is, we'll look at it. But based on credible information, we have released all credible information, and the information that the Department of Justice and the FBI never releases is information on investigations that are not credible. And we don't release the names of victims who weren't credible, but in the same time, we don't release the names of victims who were credible.
Need to know what you guys feel about that, because it's going down, y'all. They're not playing. They're pushing to get all information. And like I said, I listen to you guys every day. I'm watching these comments all the time. Sometimes people just come in here just to do Epstein files. What's going on with the Epstein files? They don't care about no talking, no back and forth. Y'all just want the files. I know. And guess who else wants them to be released? All of the victims. Keep on moving forward, you guys, because now we had a situation yesterday with Marine One as it made an emergency landing. The president had to switch planes to another plane due to some hydraulic stuff going on. I want you guys to pay attention to this real quick, though, because all this stuff going on with these planes, I am not really too cool with flying right now. Don't matter what you're on, Air Force One, Delta, Spirit, Slingshot, I'm good.
But this is something that we wanted to give you an update on. Marine One has since made an emergency landing after a hydraulic issue. I want to put this up on the screen. This is a tweet that we have there from Fox News speaking about it. They called it, quote, a minor hydraulic issue. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said that President Trump and the First Lady were forced to switch helicopters after Marine One experienced an issue during Trump's UK visit.
No, I'm not.
Of course, we do know that during that time, President Trump has met with several other leaders, but they did say there via Caroline Leavitt that out of an abundance of caution, the pilots landed at a local airfield before reaching Stansted Airport. The president and First Lady safely boarded the support helicopter. And so to talk a lot more about this and what it potentially means and really get an understanding of what goes on behind the scenes when flying the President of the United States, I now want to bring into the conversation aviation expert Ron Alvarado. Ron, thanks so much for being with us here on Live Now from Fox. We've spoken to you before. You have extensive experience there as it pertains to flying a president. In fact, you were just talking to me about some of the times you've been overseas with the president back in 2004. But first of all, talk a little bit to us about Marine One, what that helicopter looks like and how it typically operates.
Nope, we're gonna be happy that he got up off that plane and everything is okay. I get what you're trying to do, but yeah, we're gonna keep on moving over here. Do me a favor, you guys. If y'all appreciating the content that y'all getting so far, let's double tap that screen to get those likes up. Also, we're trying to get to that 50,000 subscriber mark. Hit that notification bell also, right there, the one right there, that bell. Hit that bell so that you can know whenever we're on. We go in the field and we do a whole bunch of other stuff. And another thing, I know it's hard out here for a pimp, so I stay out your pockets. I don't ask for too much cash apps. I mean, I don't ask for too much money, but I really would appreciate if we can get those likes up, because what that does is gets more people over here, and more education and more people for us is all the better. So yes, we would appreciate it. Let's go ahead and double tap that screen to get those 3 dots to come down, boop, and then hit that like button. Let's go, y'all. We got to go on over to Los Angeles. We have a follow-up story to a very tragic situation in Los Angeles. There was investigators that searched and processed property after the Audi of a missing 15-year-old was found in that tow yard in the trunk of that car. And they said that the singer David, the car was registered to the singer David. This is the story right here we're following up on from yesterday.
Questions pile up after a body was found in the front trunk of an impounded Tesla this month. The body was identified as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, who'd been missing for more than a year. TMZ says detectives searched the home of the Tesla's registered owner, the R&B singer David.
Now, questions remain about why the Tesla was abandoned, how the missing girl was killed, and who put her in that trunk. Alina Bobian live in the Hollywood Hills with the latest on the investigation. Alina.
Hi, Mike and Cher. That's right. We are learning some new details, including the home right here behind me being searched. But unfortunately, despite knowing all this, we still do not know the connection of the home, the Tesla, the singer, all to the disappearance of the 15-year-old girl. A search warrant was executed at this Hollywood Hills home, the 1300 block of Doheny Place, a rental property where singer David may have been staying. LAPD detectives searched the home late Wednesday night, carrying out a laptop and other items. According to TMZ, the department's Scientific Investigation Division went in for 12 hours using luminol to look for trace amounts of blood.
Terrible. It's like how something like this can happen in this neighborhood.
The home is linked to the 20-year-old rising star, and so is the Tesla where the girl's dismembered body was discovered. Neighbors say it was parked out front for months before someone moved it down a few streets to Bluebird Avenue. That's where it was eventually reported abandoned and towed away to an impound lot. Days later, someone called police to report a foul odor, and investigators found the body in the front trunk.
I saw the car here a couple times, and it just was odd that it was parked, just like look up as abandoned.
The Tesla is registered to the singer whose real name is David Anthony Burke. He rose to fame as a YouTube creator before releasing the 2022 song Romantic Homicide and several others.
Yeah, you guys know I can't play that. I cannot play the song. It's crazy that that video is like that, though.
With police.
Even though they've searched his house, even though they have the car in custody, they don't have enough information to tie him to this incident as a criminal act.
The LA County Medical Examiner's Office identified the victim as 15-year-old Celeste Hernandez. She was reported missing from Lake Elsinore back in April of 2024 when she was just 13 years old. It's unclear exactly how she died, but it's noted the teen's body was severely decomposed. Additionally, the victim had a tattoo on her right index finger that spelled out shh. Photos also showed the singer with a similar tattoo on his finger.
They are taking their time to make sure that they are fully investigating this case before they implicate somebody who could potentially be very innocent and a victim of a crime that somebody else committed.
Got to keep on moving, you guys. And of course, like they said, and like I always tell you, as much information as I can find out about this situation, I will keep you guys posted on it. Definitely want to pray for the girl that lost her life, as well as the family, the mother and dad, brothers and sisters of this tragic event that they must be feeling right now as they found that tragedy going on right there. Please let them get some strength and cover them. In Jesus' name, we ask this today. Amen. Keep on moving forward, you guys. Terrible, terrible situations going on out here. And there's too many little tie-ins and intricacies. Car registered to the artist, got that little thing going on right there. But that could be a fan thing where they just tattooing those things on each other, on themselves because they like him. It could be a whole bunch of people that did that, you know? But I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that story right there. Do you think he's involved in this situation in any kind of way? Because I know y'all don't be pulling no punches. Let's keep on moving forward now, because guess what? Somebody's about to get locked up, and they going to Algeria. Yeah. And y'all know who about to take them there? Doom, 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 doo, doo, doom, doom. Doo, doo, doom, doom. Doom, 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 doom. I know y'all hate when I do that, right? Let's keep on going. Y'all, we got to get on over to Washington because the judge orders Mahmoud Khalil deported to Syria or Algeria. So he's going to Syria or Algeria. But I'll tell you one thing, he getting the hell up out of here. Let's go.
Next story we've been following since his arrest by ICE agents on March 8th. We have an update. An immigration judge is ordering the deportation of former Columbia graduate student Mahmoud Khalil.
All right, lawyers for the pro-Palestinian protesters say they will appeal this decision, but it seems like a real possibility. Good day's Haley Fixler. She's here now with all these details. Haley, what's going on?
Good morning, Dan. Tashani. Well, these court documents were just filed yesterday. The federal immigration judge says that Khalil hid information on his U.S. green card application, and she's ordering him to be sent back to Algeria or Syria. So let's break this all down. The Louisiana judge says that Khalil did not disclose his internship with the United Nations Relief and Works Agency. Now, the U.S. had suspended funding to that organization because of allegations that staff were involved with Hamas in the October 7th terrorist attacks in Israel. The judge also says Khalil failed to mention his relationship with an anti-Israel campus group called the Columbia University Apartheid Divest. Now, the judge wrote, quote, "The court finds the respondent's lack of candor and purposeful failure to disclose complete information to be significant negative factors," adding, quote, "The court finds that the respondent willfully misrepresented material facts for the sole purpose of circumventing the immigration process and reducing the likelihood his application would be denied." Now, again, this all started on March 8th when ICE arrested the 30-year-old at his Columbia University apartment. The Palestinian who was born in Syria was arrested after leading the pro-Palestinian protests on campus. Federal officials have accused him of siding with terrorists and have called him a national security threat. And there has been a lot of back and forth since then. In June, a Biden-appointed judge blocked Khalil's initial deportation orders in order for his release from a detention center in Louisiana. Of course, this new order now could change things. Khalil's also sued the Trump administration and has said officials are targeting him. He's also called them fascists. In a statement regarding this new ruling, Khalil says, quote, "It is no surprise that the Trump administration continues to retaliate against me for my exercise of free speech. Their latest attempt through a kangaroo immigration court exposes their true colors once again."
Yeah, Algeria or Syria. Yeah, looks like he's going to be getting near you. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen and get those likes up. Let's go on over to Utah. We got some breaking information on this alleged Charlie Kirk. I can't say that word. He's negotiated his surrender and had plans to end his own life. Now we're going to get back into the backstory of this guy right here, Robert Tyler, and one of our main headings right here. Yes, Robert Tyler, the Charlie Kirk suspect. Let's get up into some of this information right here. You guys double tap that screen. Let's get this. Let me see. Oh yeah, let's go.
Here in the U.S., a Utah sheriff is revealing the moments leading up to the surrender of the man accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk.
We're also learning what Tyler Robinson requested during his negotiation with law enforcement.
Garrett Tinney joins us from Utah Valley University's campus. Garrett, good morning.
Hey, good morning, y'all. We are getting more insights into the mind of Charlie Kirk's alleged killer, who in the span of about 30 hours went from brutally assassinating Charlie and thinking he'd get away with it to fearing that he was going to be shot by police and wanting to take his own life. Last Thursday, after the suspect's parents called him and confronted him about killing Charlie Kirk, he was driving, the sheriff says he was driving to a remote area of southern Utah to end his life. His parents were able to convince him not to do that and said they would help him surrender peacefully. The suspect had some conditions for turning himself in, though, and a family friend who's a former sheriff's deputy helped to negotiate those terms, which the sheriff is now sharing.
It was inevitable that he would be caught. He was fearful of a SWAT team hit on his house, or he was fearful of being shot by law enforcement. So part of the negotiation and getting him to bring himself in was that we would treat it as delicate and as soft as possible to make him feel comfortable to where he would show up at my office, and that's exactly what happened.
What did he ask for? Can I ask?
He basically for a peaceful, gentle, comfortable transition for him to come out.
Another condition the suspect had was that plainclothes detectives would be the ones to escort him inside the sheriff's office rather than a SWAT team. So an hour later, that is what happened after his parents and that family friend drove him over. The sheriff described the suspect's demeanor as quiet and somber when he arrived, and during the 2.5 hours that he was there until law enforcement came and picked him up and brought him up to Utah County. As for his parents, the sheriff said they've been advised to lay low for a long time for their own safety, just because of the amount of threats that have been coming into the area for anyone with the same last name.
Wow.
Back to y'all.
Wow. 1 week later, we're still getting the details.
Anybody named Robinson, boy, woo, boy, y'all better be on point right now, because they probably not even gonna ask no questions. Y'all, the way of the world right now, very tragic event right there, and it's continuing. As much information as I'm able to retain and find for you guys, I'm gonna keep on making sure I bring it here, because y'all know how it is over here. We gotta keep it moving. It's Friday, y'all. Y'all made it. Doom, 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 doom. I think a lot of y'all are gonna get paid. A lot of y'all get paid Friday night. Y'all about to get paid. Let's keep on going over to the United Kingdom, y'all. We're going to see this Bloomberg report that Air Force One had a close call. Yeah, another one with Spirit Airlines. This fool had the nerve to be on his iPad playing Roblox or something. I'm talking about the pilot of the Spirit Airlines plane. How do I know? Because they told on him. They said, get off the iPad. And I would have, as soon as he came out the air, he would have got... Yeah, watch this stupid story right here. This is what you get. They say you get what you pay for. So check out the type of pilots that they got flying on Spirit Airlines.
Take a look. This video right here from late Tuesday as President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump arrived there in the UK. But we are learning of an apparent close call of sorts as Air Force One flew over Long Island, New York at the start of this trip. Bloomberg reports the pilot of a Spirit Airlines flight was repeatedly warned by air traffic control that the passenger jet was rapidly approaching the president's plane altitude and the flight path. This is a post right here coming in from the New York Post. Now, in the flight audio obtained by Bloomberg and other outlets, air traffic control can be heard saying, quote, pay attention, followed by the same command 3 times of Spirit 1300, turn 20 degrees right. Frustrated, the air traffic controller says, quote, pay attention, get off the iPad. Bloomberg reporting that Air Force One was never in extreme danger by any means. Now, a spokesperson for Spirit telling Fox News Digital that the flight traveling from Fort Lauderdale to Boston, quote, landed uneventfully. Matthew Wiz Buckley is a Navy Top Gun fighter pilot, a former American Airlines pilot, and the founder of No Fallen Heroes. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us to discuss all of this.
You got it, Josh. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And first off, I want to start by asking you, based on your expertise here and your experience, break down your overall assessment of the situation and what we know about it.
Well, a couple things. The airspace over and around New York City is like the Battle of Britain. It is some of the busiest airspace on the planet, and you have to be on your toes. You got to be paying attention. Missing a radio call, okay. Missing 2, not good. Missing 3, we got problems here. So the pilots in the Spirit flight clearly lost situational awareness for whatever reason. If they were having a conversation in the cockpit, I don't know. I'm sure the airline, maybe even the FAA is looking into this, but that's the wrong airspace and the wrong aircraft to be avoiding radio instructions for.
I wanted that to get out because it's common sense, and it's a way of all of a sudden you hear about, oh, such and such just had an accident over here. This flight just wow. And then you don't even really know. I got to be careful with my words, but you guys know what I'm talking about. How tragic events possibly happen. This fool is in the cockpit playing on his iPad. Get off that iPad. My mother come in the room, she do stuff like that while you playing a video game and she's telling you to do stuff. This is how my mother used to get down, y'all. Once you see this, you know it's a problem. When she show you them teeth, like and then she do that face, you already know, like you know to get ready. So that's why I kind of do it because I'm used to it. And that's why I like project. That's the same thing I project. But yeah, I'd have came in there like, get off that iPad. Oh, okay. Come on, man. You can't be playing around when you have so many people's lives at stake. Can't be playing around that much air traffic going on. And like he said, there's too much going on over there to be playing around with. Three missed calls. That's why you get flight pilots on Spirit Air. And why somebody in the comments said, that's why they're going bankrupt. Let's get on over to some surveillance videos that shows, what's that? How easy it is to install one of those credit card skimmers in a store. Because this is how they do it, you guys. This is why you got to be careful every time you use your credit card because you never know what people are up to.
When you use your credit card, you probably don't think much about it, but you could be handing your information right over to a scammer. Surveillance video from a store in the Bronx shows just how quickly criminals can install skimmer devices.
Regular
where you
bodega.
pay. The owners of this store contacted us after they spotted one. They removed it, but the scammers didn't stop there. So what do? How can you protect yourself? Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis live in the Mount Eden section in the Bronx with more. Marcus?
And Mike, this is the device where that skimmer was attached. The men were able to do it undetected despite this being a pretty busy store. And surveillance video showed that after that device was found, the men returned with a second device and had thoughts of installing it, but didn't get a chance to. This is how it's supposed to work. A swipe of a bank or benefits card to pay for goods. The point of sale terminal is working normally again at Richard's Fruits and Vegetables in the Bronx. But on Monday, the store reported to police that a skimmer was attached to their credit card reader.
If you glance at it, it looks exactly like the other machine. The only thing that's different is a little 2 edges that's a little bit sticking out. That's basically it. No one would honestly know.
This surveillance video, which has been turned over to police, shows one man standing by the terminal, looking around. His accomplice is seemingly shopping before coming close to provide cover. The switch happens in seconds. A secondary device is attached to the actual reader. The men left, and a short time later, a store cashier complained.
Cards are getting stuck to the machine. So she tells me, oh, get new machines, they're probably too old, whatever. And then I started checking it.
Richard Vidal's tried swiping his card, but was unable to. That's when workers discovered the device and pried it off. The use of such skimmers is not new. They're typically found at ATMs and gas pumps. The purpose is to record information from the card's magnetic strip.
And then they come back and they retrieve that. They got all your information. They go make fake cards and they use the money. So a lot of times when people have SNAP benefits and stuff like that, and they go in them little bodegas, they wonder why. I only spent $16 in there. Why does it say 300? Keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to go to Florida because this man lost his life by what's this after barricading himself into a Pompano Beach home. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I love showing you guys stories like that so that you can be aware of what's going on out in these streets. Let's go.
New details tonight about a shooting involving a BSO deputy and armed suspect barricading himself inside a multi-million-dollar mansion, and this standoff turned deadly. Local 10's Sinella Sabovic is live now in Pompano Beach with the new video just in. Sinella.
Calvin, I had a chance to speak to a property manager who tells me that she believes the suspect managed to park his car inside of the garage. She doesn't know how he managed to get inside, and you have a clear look at that garage right now as the cleaning crew is inside cleaning the home. This prompted a caretaker of the home to call BSO for help. They arrived here on scene. They say that the man was armed. He barricaded himself inside of the home here, threatened them, and that's when they say that they were forced to fire. 24 hours after a deputy-involved shooting, investigators are back on scene, along with a cleaning crew. Just a day before, the entire neighborhood was sealed off.
I saw a lot of Broward County Sheriff's officers come through here really fast. They weren't letting anybody through.
Broward Sheriff's Office deputies spotted with long guns drawn in this quiet Pompano Beach neighborhood, pointing it at this nearly $18 million beachfront home that is up for sale. The call came in around 1:20 Tuesday afternoon. Reports of a suspicious individual possibly trespassing on the vacant home along the 2300 block of Bay Drive. The caretaker, we're told, stopped by to check out the home and found a car on the property, then called 911.
Our patrol units responded to that call, tried to make contact with the individual, at which time he ran from them, fled inside the facility, and barricaded himself inside.
SWAT officers then arrived on scene.
We deployed our drone within the resident. The drone was able to locate the individual, spot him on, and at which time we heard gunfire that opened up. It appears that either the suspect was shooting at the drone.
It took hours of negotiating with the suspect. A second drone was then sent in. Sheriff Gregory Toney says the drone found the man down, possibly suffering from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Yeah, nonsense. A lot of stuff. They're going around finding whatever doors are open, whatever they can break into. It's no holds barred anymore. Wherever you're from, it can go down. Double tap that screen to get those likes up, because now we got to get back on over to Tyler Robinson. Where we going? Oh yeah, we got more Utah. Tyler Robinson, more information about his plans as well as text messages to his roommate that establishes his guilt. Yeah, we're stacking the deck on this one right here. Just wanted to get that story in the middle because I know you guys would be like, what is that about? So I'm gonna keep on going now. Let's go.
Now, little did Robinson know at this point that by providing so many details, he was writing his own charging document. Robinson told his roommate that he'd been planning the assassination for more than a week, saying, I had enough of Kirk's hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out of. If I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully, they will have moved on.
Whoa.
I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. IDEK, if it's had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the F will I explain losing it to my old man? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel.
Robinson then texted chilling words saying, judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. Now, the next day, September 11th, after seeing surveillance photos on the news, Tyler Robinson's parents came to their own horrific realization. The man who killed Charlie Kirk looked like it was their son. His mother called to ask where he was. Homesick for 2 days, Robinson told her. Well, mother's intuition, she didn't believe him. His dad recognized the rifle that police found. It was given to his son as a gift.
Robinson again, delete this exchange. Again, Robinson, my dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it is very unique. He's calling me, RN, not answering.
Oh,
He eventually did answer. His parents told authorities that Robinson threatened to take his own life, but they convinced him to come over and talk about what he did. Now, later, the suspect told his roommate he'd surrender.
Robinson, I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. Again, you are all I worry about, love. That came from Robinson. Roommate, I'm much more worried about you. Robinson, don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent.
Now, I'm not a psychologist, but just from what we know tonight, we see a young man desperately wanting to prove himself capable of, I guess, some big accomplishment for his lover. The way he writes, his whole thought process, someone who is deeply insecure. Lots of questions, though, were raised by this text exchange, including...
Well, it seems like that other person is involved in this situation, too. How about that? So we're going to see what his determination is, what they're looking at as far as his charges, and what he's looking at.
And he's in Spanish Fork, Utah. He's got some breaking news. He just spoke with the Washington County Sheriff, Matt Brooksby. Matt, what did he tell you?
Well, John, Fox was the first to talk to the sheriff in Washington County on camera, and he gave us a lot of information here. Obviously, there's a lot of concern about the roommate of the alleged assassin. The governor here in Utah says the roommate was a boyfriend, someone who is transitioning. There was a name being floated around, but now the Washington County Sheriff tells Fox News who the name is of the roommate, and we'd like to play that sound for you.
Okay, so the individual that they came in contact with at the condo roommate was Lance Twiggs.
So Fox Digital had previously obtained that name through an unconfirmed source, perhaps a family relative. We now have a law enforcement official on record telling us that the roommate of the alleged assassin is Lance Twiggs, who the governor here says is a boyfriend. I did ask the Washington County Sheriff if anybody from his staff made note of Lance Twiggs, if he was transitioning or anything like that, and the sheriff said that they don't have any information on that right now. Also, the sheriff tells Fox News that a lot of attention given to the dad turning his son in, but that the alleged assassin's mother was also present and is fully cooperating. The sheriff also telling Fox that the alleged assassin immediately asked for an attorney that night and did not make a confession, which the FBI Director Kash Patel and other authorities have also been saying that there was no confession on record. Also, coming from the Washington County Sheriff's Office, I would like to play the sound for you talking about what happened as far as once the suspect was taken into custody.
Do you know if Tyler ever made a confession to authorities, or did he remain silent once he was turned in?
My understanding is that he asked for an attorney, so there was no questions beyond that.
Hey. Yeah, y'all, we got to keep on moving forward. Like I said, as much as we can get, y'all know how we do. We wring the rag out until we get it all. We're going to get over to Washington right now with a whole different topic. Nancy Mace files a resolution to censure Ilhan Omar over her comments about Charlie Kirk. I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you think that it's substantiated that they're trying to censure her?
Here too, live now from Fox. I'm Andy Mack. Let's turn our attention as the DA in Utah yesterday calling it an American tragedy, the fatal shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk exactly a week ago on the campus of Utah Valley University. We did see some of the charges being filed yesterday, including aggravated murder, which potentially carries being put to death, of course, the death sentence, the death penalty in this case, a man accused of it, as the attorney Jeff Gray calling the murder American tragedy in this press conference, talking about some of these charges. Let's be joined right now by Deseret News report.
Sorry, y'all. They're basically talking about giving him the D penalty right there. And they're basically saying that with the charges against him, he does stand to be possibly going to be going against for the D penalty. F penalty,
What purpose, gentlewoman from South Carolina, seeks recognition?
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Clause 2A1 of Rule 9, I rise to give notice of my intent to raise a question of the privileges of the House. The form of the resolution is as follows. House Resolution 713. censuring Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota and removing her from the Committee on Education and Workforce and the Committee on the Budget. Whereas Charlie Kirk was a lifelong advocate for freedom of speech, civil political discourse, and the political engagement of youth. Whereas Charlie Kirk was a man of deep faith, a husband, and a father to 2 young children. Whereas on September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk was assassinated on the campus of Utah Valley University while
Merk.
exercising his
Merk.
First Amendment right to freedom of speech. Whereas on September 11th, 2025, one day after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, Representative Ilhan Omar gave an interview on Zateo's town hall with Mehdi Hassan in which she smeared Charlie Kirk and implied he was to blame for his own murder. Whereas on September 12th, 2025, 2 days after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, Representative Ilhan Omar reposted a video on X, formerly known as Twitter, which disparaged the character of Charlie Kirk and those mourning his death. Whereas the video Representative Ilhan Omar reposted on X states Charlie Kirk is dead, and before the body got cold, the far right propped his corpse up as a cudgel for their holy war. Whereas the video Representative Ilhan Omar reposted on X further states, don't be fooled. These people don't give a single shit about Charlie Kirk. They are just using his death to further their Christo-fascist agenda. Whereas the video Representative Ilhan Omar reposted on X further states Charlie Kirk was a reprehensible human being. He enacted his political agenda by preying on weak-minded people. He took complex socioeconomic issues and simplified them by pointing fingers at outgroups, demonizing those groups, and sicking his massive following on them.
I don't think the words matter. I'm talking about category here. I want to know what you guys think about the fact that they're bringing charges or trying to get censure for something like this. What do you guys think? Do you think it has to do with free speech, or do you think that they're correct for what they're doing? Free speech, we're going to do this, hands up like this. If you think they're correct for trying to for free speech, hands up like this. If you think it's free speech and people should be able to say what they want. But if you feel as if they're doing correctly here by censoring, we're going to do thumbs down. Correct? Down, thumbs down. Free speech, hands up. We're going to keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to keep on moving forward. I want to know what you guys think about that. Because myself, I think it really just travels right on the borderline. Because I say a lot of stuff that somebody else may not like. But when it comes down to, you know, trying to sway people's opinion, that's a little bit different right there. I don't know. I want to know what you guys think. All right, it's back and forth in these opinions here. I love the fact that you guys are like this right now too, because I am on the fence about it as well. I see thumbs up and thumbs down. I see both. Yeah, I see both. Fine line for sure. Yes, a very fine line, man. All I want is a well-endowed. Okay. In major gambling, I'm glad you did that. I'm really glad that you did that right there, because you're totally not on topic. You playing around, and that's what, you know what that means? Boom! Out of here. Everybody do me a favor. Let's thank Merk for the $19 super chat, because everything is appreciated over here. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, MYRICK. Let's get on over to, we got to get on over to Boston. Anybody know who Brian Walsh is? Well, yeah, you're about to find out, because he did something a few years ago, and I don't feel bad for what they're doing to him in jail. Check this out, you guys. I don't feel bad for him at all. Check it out.
I'm not sure who still doesn't know this, but jails are full of people with impulse control issues. And some of those people are pretty good with their hands, like the unnamed assailant who shanked Brian Walsh last week at the Norfolk County lockup in Massachusetts. I know it has been a minute since we last reported on Brian Walsh, right? But we've been waiting. We've been waiting for this trial. He's the Boston man who allegedly hacked his wife, Anna, maybe to death, maybe after her death. We don't know how she died, but hacked her body at least on New Year's Day, 2023. And then police say dismembered the body, dumped the body parts in trash bins all around town. For the record, Anna's body has never been found. Not all of it. The theory being that the garbage went out to the incinerators before the cops could get their hands on the bags.
Terrible.
Most of it, anyway. But they found enough. They found signs of Anna in one trash bin, and even a bit of Anna. Enough to tag her husband with murder one. And as for how things are going, 2+ years later in jail awaiting trial, the sheriff's office says that an individual was attacked with, quote, a makeshift blunt instrument, end quote. I call those makeshift blunt instruments shanks. Brian Walsh was treated at a Boston hospital and then sent back to jail the very same night. It's his lawyer who confirms that the victim was Brian Walsh, not just an individual. It was Brian Walsh, pretty high-profile inmate, if I do say so. And the lawyer confirms that he was stabbed, suggesting that, quote, the instrument was actually not that blunt after all. Of course, anything behind bars can be a weapon if you try hard enough. Most cases is toothbrushes that get whittled down into daggers. What do you say?
Let's keep on going, y'all. It's not funny, but hey, I don't feel bad for him, especially with the charges. If he did that, hey, you in the right place for what you did. Let's keep on moving over to Lebanon. That's right, Lebanon. We cover every single location, everywhere on the map. Let's get on over to Lebanon because we got some victims of a pager attack. What? Pagers? This goes back in the day when it was like 007 days, y'all. Are you serious? Pagers?
Now, last September, a wave of explosions hit communication devices across Lebanon and parts of Syria in what became known as the Pagers attack. More than 35 people were killed and around 3,000 injured. Israel later admitted responsibility, saying Hezbollah fighters were the intended targets, but many civilians were caught up in the blasts. From Beirut, the BBC's Karine Tobe has spoken to one of the few victims who, a year on, has chosen to break her silence about the suffering these attacks left behind. A warning, this report contains images that some viewers may find disturbing.
It's a hard new reality Nafi is trying to adapt to. Exactly a year ago, in a second, her eyes were blown out, her fingers severed, her life shattered. She was a lady with several diplomas and a promising future. Today, she's learning to accept her life will never be the same again. It was early afternoon. Thousands of communication devices, pagers, started exploding in people's heads. They were brought by the Shia group Hezbollah and distributed to fighters as well as members of the group's many civilian institutions. The hospital where Nafi used to work as a supervisor in the sanitization department is run by Hezbollah.
My job involved working with all the wards in the hospital. So when someone from a specific department needed me, they would page me and I would go to the closest landline and call them back.
They had given her the new pager 20 days earlier.
The last scene I recall is that on that day, I was in my office when the pager started beeping non-stop, I think. The screen was too dark, as when the phone is about to switch off. So I had to bring it closer to my eyes to be able to read the message.
Whew. Oh, yeah, I don't like doing it, but I have to because we go everywhere. We cover all topics. Terrible, tragic event right there. She has to now learn to adapt with that, with the situation that she's terribly in that right now. Definitely want to pray for her. Every single person that was involved in this tragic account. I didn't even hear about it before until now, you guys. Never even knew that it happened. That's why I wanted to bring it to a lot of you guys. And we pray that a lot of all of the people that are going through the suffering can get through this the best way that they can. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Terrible, tragic event, and thank you for becoming a member, Merk. Thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for the support today, you guys. Everybody, we appreciate you right now. Since I got everybody in here, I'm going to jump the gun right now because we have a friend that's in trouble right now, and I need y'all help. I don't ask you guys for money at all, but I need your help right now. I need money. I need money. I need $10,000. We need $10,000. Let me tell you what happened. A few months ago, we had somebody that used to donate money to us. $250 was supposed to be given for a, what was that, for a Burlington Coat Factory gift certificate, or we were going to use it for something else. I remembered that. I used that money for this situation right here. My friend, Nova, he's an American pit bull. He's in trouble right now. He lost the feeling in his back legs. It's going to take $3,000 for him to get his neurological MRI. This is my boy right here. I know Lynn from YouTube. She don't even really know me like that, but I know her. She's a fantastic woman and a beautiful mom to this dog right here. That's my boy. Anybody that can donate to his Cash App or his Venmo, I don't want to hear no, oh, thank you and all of that. We're going to pray for him because there's too many people that we deal with here. $1 can make a big difference. $1 for real and really make it happen. I gave up that $250 yesterday and I sent the check in our name for our bottom line. I want everybody to be able to do this. And even with her following, she already said that she was able to cover a lot, but I want to make sure Nova's covered.
And Facebook is in the feed. So, first of all, before I go any further, I want to say thank you to everyone. Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all had me in tears this morning. Y'all ain't playing. Y'all ain't playing about this baby.
We're not.
Y'all did the damn thing last night. And you're still doing it. The lock up Cash App, y'all. So don't use Cash App, y'all. Don't. If you're going to try to send any donations, don't send them via Cash App. I did not know that they limit the transactions.
I love her honesty. She's a straight up person.
That's why y'all are receiving those notifications saying that it's failed, because they won't let me do no more transactions. So that's why I included the other options, Venmo, PayPal. What was the other one I had on it? Venmo, PayPal, and Zelle. Now I have we got the GoFundMe. So I set that up. And y'all ain't playing over there either. Y'all ain't playing. Y'all. So I think it's called Blue Leaf Pet. And they actually have neurologists, and they have the MRI machine. So y'all, I called to find out the exact amount, and I also inquired on the surgery.
You see, he can't get up. See, he
Y'all
can't
see
get
him?
up.
He trying to sit up.
All right, y'all. That's Nova. That's Lynn right there. It's updates on Nova. Lynn and us. That's the YouTube account. We must. I don't care. I don't want no more money. Send that money to this dog right here. Lynn and us. His name is Nova. Y'all can find this situation. I'm gonna put a post up on the show right after we get off. I'm gonna put their Cash App up and everything. I don't care about if the number is $10,000, if it's 10,000 people that knows what's going on. That's what you guys got to realize. The power of numbers that we have. We got over 49,000 subscribers. If 10,000 of y'all gave $1, his whole entire surgery would be taken care of. So we got to come together on this. I already gave that money up that Harley gave me, and I'm going to give more. I'm not going to let Nova go out like that. I'll be watching this dog all the time. And I wanted to make sure I put it in the middle of this video so that we stop and really get on it. And I'm going to put it up in the post notification. And every single day, I'm going to talk about this dog until we get that money to take care of him. Los Angeles, Van Nuys, car wash owner, pushed to the ground during the immigration raid. He says he is going to sue. Let's keep on moving forward to LA, y'all. It's not over, but we had to get that information about Nova out. I am not playing at all.
Now at 5:30, a car wash owner says he's considering legal action after he says he was manhandled during an immigration operation in Van Nuys. Video shows agents pushing the man to the ground twice.
That car wash owner says he's an American citizen, doesn't know what he did wrong, but he does know he spent the rest of that day in a detention center.
NBC4's Jonathan Gonzalez live right now in Van Nuys, where he spoke with that man today. Jonathan.
Yeah, Colleen and Michael, we heard from him for the first time today. This all took place last Tuesday here, right along Van Nuys Boulevard at the car wash that he's owned for a long time. As you said, he's a U.S. citizen, but that day he found himself pushed to the ground, by federal agents and put in handcuffs. It was all captured on surveillance video. The moment a man was knocked to the ground by federal agents, not once, but twice.
They just throw me, three of them attacked me and they throw me down.
Rafi Shohead is the man seen in that video. It all happened last week at Valley Car Wash in Van Nuys, which Rafi owns.
They throw me on the floor, on the hallway. And then they ran over me and they went outside, and I went outside to talk to them and see what they want, what they need.
That is when Rafi was taken down by agents and eventually handcuffed. Rafi says he was injured in the process.
And they sit on me, it's in my elbow, about a week ago.
Damn.
And it's in my arm.
Rafi says he and 5 others at his car wash were taken to a federal detention center downtown. We're still working to learn more about why they were detained.
And all this time, I have a heart condition. I'm an old man, and I was asking him, begging him, let me go. I need to go to the hospital.
Outside of Rafi's car wash, one of his workers, Luis, paces out front, keeping an eye out for federal agents in hopes he can warn his co-workers in time.
Trump is literally giving them the green light to treat my partners, my people, thinking like if they're thinking of the criminals, but in reality they're not.
Rafi is an American citizen and was eventually released without charges, but he says his shock still remains.
What do you guys think about this story right here? Because people can take it both ways. You can take it as, why do you have illegals working for you, number one. Number two, were you getting involved in the interactions, trying to, interfere with that? If so, why? Number three, now it's on them. Why were you guys being so forceful on this old man? Why were you not paying attention to the age? It's a lot of questions that need to be asked here. What you guys think? I really do want to know, because the masses always can really put it together, and you guys can really see through stuff. Yeah, it was kind of crazy, wasn't it? What else is it? We got use is not a place where you want to live. USA is not a place where you want to live. What else we got right here? I hate to say it, but there is a lot of children at St. Jude that could use your donations more than that dog. Children deserve a life. You're right about that, and I understand what you're saying, but I also want to make sure Nova's straight as well. Utah. We got to get over to more breaking information on this Tyler Robinson information, and Okay. I don't want to say those words because y'all going to think I mean it's about how I feel or whatever like that. But no, let's go ahead and get into this. I want you guys to see this right here. Check this out. This is a bad situation right here where his family got hit by was in an accident in what's this, Van Nuys? Be careful out there driving, y'all. Be careful driving.
Back after West Hollywood lowered its flags. They may be now on the books. Plus, Alex.
101, about a half mile from Van Nuys Boulevard. If you have any information that may help detectives, please get in contact with California Highway Patrol. We're live in Sherman Oaks. I'm Alex Rozier.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys.
And rifle.
And he had he crashed me.
On a Chevy Silver who caused the wreck.
We're inside that red pickup truck. Our Alex Rozier has that story all new tonight at 6. Alex.
Colleen and Michael, the family said that there was an 8-year-old, 6-year-old, and 1-year-old in their truck when they were hit. They were coming home from the beach Sunday when they were run off the 101. The CHP says they arrested the driver who caused the wreck, but this all happened around dinner time when thousands of people were on the busy freeway.
Flipped me pretty much.
Looking at the dents on his Chevy Silverado, Alejandro Avalos spoke exclusively with NBC4 about this frightening moment, shared widely on social media, when the driver you see here in this silver Chevy truck ran him off the eastbound 101 Sunday.
I still don't understand the motive or what was the end goal of it, I guess.
Alejandro said around 5 p.m. the driver of that silver Chevy first hit his truck near the 101-405 split.
And he kind of like love tapped me like a little bit. So like I didn't think nothing in the situation right there. I'm like, oh, he crashed me and just pulled over. And as I was pulling over, he hit me again. When he flipped me, I'm like, oh, he's gonna stop now, you know, because I'm facing the wrong way of the freeway. And then he kept going. And then that's when I looked back and he was fully masked up and he had a gun.
After the crash, the CHP said the driver of the silver Chevy pulled out not one, but 2 fake guns, an imitation shotgun and rifle, as Alejandro, his family, and a friend tried to get away.
It was my girlfriend, and then behind her was my daughter, and then my son, and then the friend. He had the gun resting right here, and then he was aiming at my window, and that's when I'm like, oh, everybody get down, and I took off.
I don't know, y'all. I'm going to just, like I always say, I got a little bit of questions about that story. Seemed like a little bit more could be going on to that story. Like he ain't know that your family was in there and maybe you be doing some other stuff, Alejandro. No disrespect, but possibly. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to keep on moving forward right here. Got to get you guys that other clip that I told you about with this Tyler Robinson. No, I'm sorry. We're going to Las Vegas, you guys. We got a situation in Las Vegas. Okay, I'm on point now. I got to get on point. Okay, city marshal tackles the wrong man in a case of mistaken identity. Sorry about that, you guys. I'm on point now. Let's go.
A violent takedown.
Within 5 minutes.
Now, I got to stop this because this is the perfect case of mistaken identity where police have to really think before they do stuff, because 2 minutes before one person shows up that looks identical like somebody else, it could definitely happen. This is a true case of mistaken identity. I really remember this one right here. This is crazy.
A violent takedown.
Within 5 minutes of us parking the car, my brother's on the ground.
Tasers drawn.
This escalated like very quickly.
As multiple marshals tackle Las Vegas local Tim McCoy.
It made me feel like an animal.
Tim and his sister Alyssa King say they're familiar with law enforcement practices because they come from a law enforcement and military family.
You actually have to treat people like people. And the fact that you're wearing a uniform doesn't make me less of a person.
Surveillance camera footage shows how their interaction with city marshals began on the night of November 11th, 2023.
This is crazy right here.
Along with her boyfriend, Kenny, Alyssa and Tim arrived at the Fremont Street Experience around 9 p.m. where they planned to have dinner and walk around.
Fremont's the spot to go for a lot of locals, so it was almost like any other night for us.
The trio parks at the Neonopolis parking garage. As they exit the elevator,
they approached me and very hostile. I mean, finger in my face. What are you doing here? What happened back there? And why did you make those hand gestures? I'm like, what hand gestures are you referring to?
Because he didn't know what marshals were talking about, Tim and his group began to walk away, which is when marshals tackle him from behind. Fearing the worst,
I think they're gonna kill my brother.
Alyssa pulls out her cell phone and starts recording.
I just got here! Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Don't touch me! This is the antagonizing officer. This right here, my brother did nothing. We just got here.
All of it captured on video.
Yeah, watch
they ripped out about 4 or 5 of my dreadlocks, just trying to take me to the ground.
I think they're gonna kill my brother right here on Fremont in front of my face.
But marshals had the wrong man. It turned out to be a case of mistaken identity. In Officer Jorge Caloca's police report, he said marshals were looking for the driver of a black Dodge Durango who allegedly made a threatening hand gesture, using his finger to pull the trigger and simulate shooting at police officers. Area surveillance video shows that black Dodge Durango driving into the Neonopolis parking garage right after the silver Hyundai sedan Tim is driving. The Durango's occupants come up the elevator right before Tim, Alyssa, and Kenny. Tim and the Durango driver are dressed differently, but both are black and have dreadlocks.
Wow.
When you review the videotapes, you see the people that they're looking for these hand gestures. My clients came in, about a minute after them, and then they are surrounded and aggressively questioned by officers about.
That's a crazy one right there. I had to show you guys that because that's like everybody with dreads might not be the guy that did it. Do your boy a favor and double tap that screen if y'all appreciate the case of the mistaken identity. Also, hit that post notification bell right there so that you know when we on. And don't forget, go ahead and become a member. We're trying to get 50,000 memberships, and we almost right there. I'm sorry, 50,000 subscribers. Let's go. We're almost there, you guys. We got to get on over to Washington, where they found a target list. And this one person, Moskowitz, describes the fact that he found out that he's on this list. Check this out. You're talking about a scary situation right here. You guys don't want to miss this. I guarantee you, you don't.
Mr. Roy, can I respond?
Yeah, sure.
So I just want to give you the state of affairs.
Yeah.
So last year, I had a constituent of mine who was target practicing in his backyard 8 miles from my house. He was a former felon. He had a high-powered rifle similar to the one that was used to kill Charlie Kirk. He had a scope. He had a silencer, body armor, 3,000 rounds of ammunition. His neighbor, his anonymous neighbor, called the police because he heard shots in the backyard. That's the only reason we know about this. It's not someone who ever communicated with my office, not someone who ever sent me an email, no threats online, nothing. Didn't know the guy. When the police arrived, they found that he was a former felon, found all this stuff. They also found a book that was filled with anti-Semitic material. They found a target list, My Name, My Temple. They went into his web history. He was Googling wind resistance and distance and where my wife worked. He got sentenced to 25 years a week ago. When this happened, I was notified by local police. Capitol Police knew about this and never called my office. Not at all. And so I'm trying really hard to explain that we are all in more danger than we are willing to know. Mr. Norman, I get it. It's expensive. And are adding to the debt. I understand. We have all of these problems when it comes to spending money. I don't want to hijack the CR. I just talked to the speaker about it for 30 minutes. But we got to have an up or down vote on the floor on security for ourselves. If we can't solve this, if we can't protect ourselves, how are we going to do anything around here? And so
that's my question too. The first thing you got to do, I always say that to you guys all the time. I say it to you all the time. Just like when you're on a plane. What does that stewardess say? The flight attendant, what does she say? Put your mask on before you help the person next to you. And I'm going to say some more. Because you can't help nobody when you're dead. Keep on moving forward, y'all. We got to go over to Rosemead, where this woman got hit in the head with a crowbar. I ain't got nothing to do with it. And she literally tried to run away from this man, ran inside of a restaurant. Yeah, he tracked her down and did it in front of everybody while they were sitting there eating. Don't know why. He probably don't even know the lady. But this is the craziness that we're dealing with out here.
New at 10, a scary situation for a woman in Rosemead. She runs into a restaurant, a man threatening her with a crowbar, and he then brutally attacks her right in front of customers. Let's go live to Fox 11's Ed Lascos there in Rosemead. He is talking to people who saw it all go down, who witnessed it, Ed.
And to put it frankly, as to what an eyewitness told us, Marla, those folks are freaked out by what they saw, a violent attack, and it is an unprovoked attack. You have a woman walking down the sidewalk along Valley Boulevard. She says she notices a guy walking behind her, following her, threatening in a threatening manner, waving around a crowbar of all things. She's scared to death, makes a run for it into a restaurant, trying to escape, screaming, "Call 911," and then watch. First responders rush in as a woman is down inside this restaurant after a violent attack. Security video shows it going down. The woman runs in, and so does her attacker. He's beating her. It's an attack with a crowbar, while the customer's off to the right. See them there? Maybe a half dozen or so. They can't believe it. They're freaked out.
It's really bad. Everyone in here was freaked out. Everybody was just like, couldn't do anything because everyone was afraid to get hit next, you know? We all had to stand and just watch him beat the lady.
He's a witness who wants to protect his identity. You can't blame him after this unprovoked attack. Even as the woman falls down, the attacker keeps swinging away, swinging, hitting her legs, even without saying why.
It's crazy people out here, man. I'm gonna tell you guys, I was walking the other day. I went to cross the street. Somebody came right behind me. Like, was just like all out in the street like this. And he stopped exactly where I was at with dreads. And he started like yelling, yeah, 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 like making all these noises. I was like, yeah, whatever. And I just kept on walking. And as I'm walking, he followed me for like a block and a half. Yeah, crazy dude, block and a half. Now let's go into it. Bugatti, turn around, get into the fight with the dude, whatever. Nah, man, ain't doing all that crap no more. Why? Because even if you win, you lose. And number two, ain't trying to get scarred, scraped, or nothing like that. And you can't win everyone anyway. So I got up out of there. Yeah, I'm not messing around with no people that's crazy anyway. He has nothing to lose. I got to do the bottom line every day. Come here with a scar or a big old Martin knot on my head talking about, y'all still gonna watch me? Come on, y'all, let's go. Let's keep on moving forward. Tampa, the felony lane gang organized a Florida crime ring, busted and 6 arrested. It's going on everywhere. I want y'all to watch y'all backs out there. No, I'm not fear-mongering, but it doesn't matter what city, state, and country you're in now because they're just crazy everywhere.
The ICE crackdown in the Chicago area continues to spark fear in immigrant communities. Faith leaders and community organizers are trying to support those who might be targeted.
Winnie's live at the Broadview Immigration Detention Facility with the latest. Winnie?
Good morning. Well, earlier this week, we told you about a house raid in Elgin where a few people were arrested. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem was on the ground during that encounter. In light of these arrests, there was a prayer vigil held in Elgin at First Presbyterian Church in support of immigrant communities.
Using the military-style tactics that they used in a quiet community just shows that they're not really interested in public safety.
Now, Tuesday morning, ICE agents kicked down the door of that home in Elgin in the 900 block of Chippewa Drive, making those arrests. WGN has since learned 2 people arrested were actually U.S. citizens. They've been released already. Over in Wheaton, Community Rapid Response Team shared video of them questioning ICE agents, who they say did not show judicial warrants or identification. However, they left without making any arrests. ICE agents can be seen targeting jails as people are being released from custody. WGN Investigates obtained video from the Kane County Jail in St. Charles. They were talking to a man and then shortly after placed him in handcuffs. It is unclear why he went to jail in the first place and why ICE arrested him. Now, yesterday, Cook County commissioners held a press conference talking about a resolution that they are proposing. It pretty much denounces tactics of federal agents. Now, it was heard in the Human Relations Committee yesterday. It will go up for a floor vote today.
Okay, thank you so much for that information. And why isn't your screen closing? I need you up out of here. Bye. I've been trying to get rid of you for the last 5 minutes. Let's keep on going, you guys. I got more on the deck to stack. Do your boy a favor. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. It ain't over. It ain't over. I told y'all. I thought you ain't like the beat. It ain't over. Party ain't over, y'all. Come on. Let's keep on going, y'all. 5 men facing federal kidnapping charges in a disturbing Massachusetts Orchard case. I can't say those words. Let them say it.
I'm Bob Ward at the federal courthouse in South Boston. This is where 4 men are facing charges in a disturbing federal kidnapping case. This is a case I've been following for months. All of the men were arrested at their homes in Boston, Quincy, and Wellesley. On Beale Street in Quincy, FBI and police searched for evidence at the home of Anthony Lima, one of 4 men arrested early Tuesday morning in connection with the disturbing federal kidnapping case. Federal authorities say on February 27th, a Quincy man was kidnapped at gunpoint as he stepped out of his apartment and taken here to this garage in Saugus, where he was physically assaulted and tortured. According to an affidavit, some of the abuse was recorded on a cell phone. Eventually, the victim was driven back to Quincy, but only after he agreed to pay ransom. According to the feds, the victim's wife stuffed an expensive Rolex watch and thousands of dollars in cash into a bag and threw it off the couple's balcony to the kidnappers. In March, this man, Brian Cardoso, was arrested in Boston and was arraigned in Quincy District Court on a charge of receiving stolen property for allegedly using the victim's credit card at a store in Boston. In an affidavit, the feds allege that Cardoso is tied to a violent drug-dealing street gang in Boston. He's already in custody and has been arraigned in this case. The 4 other men, Anthony Lima, Samuel Alador, Marcus Castaldi, and Melvin Coleman, are charged on federal counts of conspiracy to kidnap and witness intimidation. They all pleaded not guilty at their arraignments in federal court in South Boston. All 4 of the men arrested are now being detained. If convicted, they face maximum penalties of life in prison. In South Boston, I'm Bob Ward for your local station, Boston 25 News.
There it is, y'all. There it is. That's what happened out there. Let me get up off of this. I got to keep on moving right now. Let me clean that right there. Stop playing with your boy. Let's go. All right, y'all. Let's go. What I got? What you been waiting for? Because we haven't talked about it the whole day, and I know you've been waiting for me to talk about it. Jimmy Kimmel got kicked off ABC. What do you guys think about it? Free speech, or do you think they're going too far? Did you watch Jimmy Kimmel? Do you like his show? What do you guys think about the situation now where they basically took his show off the air? I want to know.
Tonight with Jimmy Kimmel being pulled off the air after comments he made following the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
Local 10's Jason Carter is in the newsroom with the details. Jason.
Jimmy Kimmel has been pulled off the air indefinitely. Kimmel's parent company, Disney, has made the decision to sideline the late-night host after his controversial comments about conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Now, Local 10 brought you the news of Kirk's shooting while speaking at a Utah University last week. The backlash of those comments is far-reaching, as Federal Communications Chair Brendan Carr suggested ABC's broadcast license was at risk from Kimmel's statements about Kirk's accused killer, Tyler Robinson. Kimmel said in part, quote, "The MAGA gang is desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it." Now, some are saying this swift action from ABC violates Kimmel's First Amendment rights. President Trump, a long adversary of Kimmel, celebrating the move on his Truth Social platform, saying in part, quote, "Great news for America and congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done." The president is also seemingly coming after remaining late-night hosts, Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers, calling them, quote, "two total losers on fake news NBC. Their ratings are also horrible. Do it, NBC." Wow, Jimmy Kimmel has yet to comment in the newsroom.
No, he hasn't. Like somebody in the comments said, he's suing. He's suing for free speech. And he's like, I'm not taking that lying down. A lot of people in the comments actually agree. Keep on moving forward to Chicago. We got this Elgin community that unites in solidarity after doom, 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 operations, doom, 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 busted. Here they come, y'all. Ice, ice, baby. Yeah, it's going down, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm sorry. No, we ain't got that right there. We're going to keep on moving forward as Thomas Massey. I wanted to get this up. I apologize. I don't have that clip. I'm sorry. Little janky today. We got Representative Thomas Massey, who questions Kash Patel about others involved in the Epstein case and trafficking.
Constraints.
More important anyway.
Only apply to Southern District of Florida. They do not apply to Southern District of New York, the location of the 2019 sex trafficking indictment, which produced many things, including a series of FD 302 documents.
So we heard prior, I remember this now, we heard prior that there was nobody else that Epstein trafficked to, right? That's what they said, right? And y'all always want to know about Epstein, right? Check this out.
According to victims who cooperated with the FBI in that investigation, these documents in FBI possession, your possession, detail at least 20 men, including Mr. Jess Staley, CEO of Barclays Bank, who Jeffrey Epstein trafficked victims to. Victims including minors, such as Virginia Roberts Giuffre, may she rest in peace. That list also includes at least 19 other individuals, one Hollywood producer worth a few $100 million, one royal prince, one high-profile individual in the music industry, one very prominent banker, one high-profile government official, one high-profile former politician, one owner of a car company in Italy, one rock star, one magician, at least 6 billionaires, including a billionaire from Canada. We know these people exist in the FBI files, the files that you control. I don't know exactly who they are, but the FBI does. Have you launched any investigations into any of these people, and have you seen these 302 documents?
Sir, I have asked my FBI agents to review
the entirety of the Epstein files and bring forth any credible information. And we're working with Congress not only to divulge that information and produce it to you, but any investigations that arise from any credible investigation will be brought. There have been no new materials brought to me launching a new indictment.
So do you think that they're protecting people? I have a question for my people in the comments, my co-hosts and my family. If you think that they're protecting people, thumbs up. If you think that they're not protecting people by covering up and not giving out those names, because that was 20 real fast right there, thumbs down. Do you think they're protecting people and not giving out those names? That's the thumbs up. If you don't think that they're protecting people, I want thumbs down. I want to see what we got going on in here. We ain't stupid. Thank you. That's why I did it. Exactly, because y'all know what it is. Look at that. 20 people he just read off, and y'all don't got no other names. Stop it if you think you're going to make a profit. See, look at that. Y'all know what's up. Not thumbs up. Yep, thumbs up. Oh, somebody said thumbs down and up. Look, mostly people in here, they got the thumbs up because we're not stupid. We know what's going on. Seems like they're trying to protect some people, you guys. Come on, let's go over here to Yellowstone. Don't be messing around with no bears when you go to Yellowstone. You guys hear me? No bears. Be careful. All right, let's go. Yellowstone.
Injured after a bear attack in Yellowstone National Park. It happened yesterday.
We love them,
on
but
the
be careful.
Turbid Lake Trail northeast of Maryband in Yellowstone Lake. Yellowstone officials say the man was hiking alone when he encountered the bear near Turbid Lake. The hiker used bear spray when the bear made contact, but he received non-life-threatening injuries to his chest and left arm. National Park Service medics responded to the incident and walked the hiker to the trailhead. He was then flown to a nearby hospital. Because this incident was a defensive reaction, Yellowstone will not take any management action against the bear. The incident is under investigation. New this morning.
You know what's crazy to me? How they say, oh, this lion came onto my property. No, he didn't. You on that lion's land. Bottom line, we on their property, y'all. Come on, let's go over here to this dog that insists. That's right, the house is on fire, but he insists I don't go outside without my leash. Yes, fireman kicked the door open, saw the dog. Come on, let's get out of here. He's like, hey, let me take you to my leash. Now you talking about a good boy. This is a good boy no matter what. Check this out.
Roar police, anybody in here?
First responders rushed to the scene of a house fire in Illinois, hoping to save anyone who might be home. Luckily, there was only one occupant at the time.
Hey, buddy, come on.
Oakley, an American Staffordshire Terrier, was holding down the fort while everyone else was out for the day. The good boy didn't make a sound, not even barking when he heard the cops breaking into his house. When it was time to make their exit, Oakley insisted on safety first and led the police officer to the hook where his leashes are kept.
You're a good boy. Come on, Oakley.
With the dog and the officer outside, the house was successfully evacuated. Oakley's family was happy to see him and thanked police for caring enough to save him. They'll have to relocate for a while, but having the entire family together, Oakley included, will make a difficult time easier.
Hey, buddy, come on.
Yeah, man. Save Oakley, y'all. Save Oakley.
For Inside Edition Digital.
That's what I'm talking about. And that, you talking about a good boy? That's a good boy. That's a good boy, Oakley. Let's get up out of here. He was like, I am a distinguished gentleman. I will have no wine before it's time. You better take me out of here with my leash, sir. That was fire, y'all. And if y'all trying to make some money, hit that link in that description and y'all fill out some surveys up to $450. Y'all will make some money and I'll make some money too. We're trying to get to 50,000 members. We're right there. Hit that button up like it's on, like y'all trying to beat that thing up right there. Hit that like button, hit that that membership button and go ahead and subscribe to the channel because we deserve it. We deserve it. We've been going in for over 347 episodes and we're not going to stop. I'm like Crazy Eddie over here. It's Friday, y'all. Y'all better turn up. God woke y'all up this morning, so you better act like it. Go do something you ain't never do. Put on a suit for no damn reason. What the hell you got that on for? Because I feel like it. And he woke me up this morning. I want to pray for everybody in the chat. I want to pray for liberty and justice. Want to pray for my brother Casey. Want to pray for my homeboy Zerd, whatever that is, Let It Cat. What else we got over there? We got Cheryl. We got Tiffany up in the building. We got, who else we got up in here? We got Tam, Cherry, everybody that's under the sound of my voice. I want to pray for everybody in here because I want y'all to have a fantastic and a safe day. Y'all better get out there and drink some water and take care of yourself and act like y'all know it. That man gave y'all another day to get it right. Problems present opportunities. You know what that means? That means that, oh my God, I got these problems I'm dealing with. What am I going to do? Well, guess what? He gave you another day to get it right, to go ahead and focus on that opportunity, bang that nail and get it right. Sometimes there's no cheat around the situation. Sometimes you got to fight all the way through it. And like I said, gave us another day to do it. So what's better than that? Y'all, come on now. Also, y'all know what we pulling up on right now. We pulling up on that Show Your Talent search. I want to see if you guys have some talent in Brooklyn, because we about to set it up in Brooklyn after we go back to the Bronx at the Superstore on Frog's Neck. That's right, where Big Drip is being sold at. Your boy BOOGOTTINYC, along with DJ Don Data, aka from Black Ink Crew. That's right, we're gonna be turning up again up at the Frog's Neck Superstore on October the 4th. I told y'all we coming back. We want to see the talent in the Bronx, and we got $250 for anybody that can dance, sing, do a backflip, make some good fried chicken. I don't know what your talent is. If you're good at something, that's called a talent. I want to see it. We're going to give you guys the address to where to pull up at. I'm going to be there if you're in New York. We're going to have a good time. We're going to give out some samples, and we're going to listen and look at some talent. And boom, somebody going to make $250 in the Bronx again, you guys. Y'all already know what it is. After that, we're going to go to Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, and what's that other one? Staten Island. After we finish those locations, we're going to come to one last location in Manhattan, and somebody going to win $1,000, right? On top of the $250 that they already won. If you want to be a part of the talent show, all you got to do is go ahead to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. 2 G's, 2 P's. That's right, drinkbigdrip.com. Fill out that, go to the bottom of the page. Boom, join the mailing list, and that's it. You'll know where we're at, and you'll be able to be in the talent show. If you want to just come kick it, you can still join the mailing list anyway, just to get updates. And with that being said, you guys, it's Friday. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, doom, doom. All business owners, if you already a member to the show, if you've already subscribed, I'm going to help you guys promote. I'm going to put your advertising in the post notification area. That's right. It's going to be a big advertisement with your business. All you got to do is send over the ad in a 1080 by 1080 frame so that it fits and everybody will be able to see it. But you're going to have to wait till tomorrow, because today Nova's post is going in there because we have to help Nova. No prayers, all the prayers is cool. We appreciate it, but we need $1 or $2 out your pocket, a real $1 or $2. I want to get off this. I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna post Lynn's Cash App. I'm gonna post her Venmo. All we need is $2. That's it. We ain't even going crazy, because I know the power of numbers. If we get 5,000 people, we got the 10,000. We need $3,000 in order for him to get his MRI, and then we're going to need more for meds, and then we're going to need more for the surgery, and then we're going to need meds for him. I don't see no reason why we can't do it collectively. $2 is nothing. I'm going to post it up, and hopefully everybody here will really get behind helping Nova out. And yes, I heard what the person said about St. Jude. I heard what they always say about these other places. I myself donate to animals as well as children. So yes, that's something that we can do. But right now, Nova needed. That's my friend Lynn. She's crying. She's going through a lot. And that's why I want us to deal with it, because I don't like my friends to have problems and not be able to be helped. If there was anybody in this chat that needed my help, I would do the same thing. And I hope you guys know that, because I'm a real person, and I would hope and pray that you guys would get behind me if I need you to. And you've already shown me that several times, like the other day when I was sick and y'all still showed up and showed out. And with that being said, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. We're going to pray for everybody in here. We got Rebecca. We praying for liberty and justice. We're going to pray for Casey. We're going to pray for Cheryl. Allegedly, everybody up in, even the haters, we don't care about that, because guess what? Even the comments count when you're sending up hate. Guess what? And we don't care about all that. With that being said, amen. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to the #1 show on YouTube, Our Bottom Line, I appreciate you. So till tomorrow, Saturday, y'all know what it is. Get 'em!